Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody feels incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach, a self-esteem development expert, starting with my own. And every morning, our goal is to help you go further, faster, with less effort. Give me a replay, gang. If you're watching the replay, I hope you have already joined the newsletter. If you haven't, then go to millionaireminded.com. Check that thing out. Today, we're talking all about first impressions. So I hope you're ready. Let's get this party started. It's check-in time. Rep your city. I'm about to get like an intro reel done. So after I say, what we gonna talk about today, then this whole thing can come in like, Any time for that? Some kind of intro reel. If you've been rocking with us a while, I'm sure you agree. Rep your city. What kind of business do you have? How does it help people? We're gonna call in on the live line in a minute. But while we're here kicking it with each other, I want to make sure that we are on point with knowing what we're supposed to do here. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, because Facebook ain't just necessarily going to tell you we here. Every single week, we're giving you nothing but power. That's our goal, to give you nothing but power, baby. For instance, yesterday we were talking about, let's just go through everything that we've covered so far this week while you sharing this thing. Appreciate it. Thank you for those shares. All right, let's get it. Yesterday, we talked about 5 simple habits that can change everything. You change these, you change everything. Day before that, we talked about these 5 keys to how Donald Trump built a cult and how you can build one too. The day before that, we talked about these 7 steps to overcoming any objection. And, Friday, just to make it a full curriculum, Friday, we covered these 7 ways to give yourself permission to win. Like every single day is like back-to-back power. Is that a fact? So I hope you've been tuning in. I hope you've been sharing it with somebody else. Hey, good morning, Hadassah. What's up, Vita Lachey? Let's get it. Somebody's checking in from one of the Facebook groups. I can't see it. I'm going to be back there in a minute. Let me call in on this line, y'all. It's time to get busy. It's 6:30 a.m. here in Houston, but it's 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Let's go.
You have something special. Dallas. You have greatness in you.
Dallas,
hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just
please enter your...
That's right. Let's get it.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. What's up, Chanel? We was looking for you, Queen. Glad you made it in. Check it out. Yeah, Rich Risings. Let's get it. My name is Haziq Ali. Okay, I'm a revenue acceleration coach and a self-esteem development expert. My whole goal is helping entrepreneurs win. And here's something I want every entrepreneur to know. I don't care if you're male or you're female. Today we're talking to the fellas mostly, but check this out, y'all. Every time you enter a room, you're making a statement. Do you hear me? Every time you enter a room, you're making a statement before you've even said a word. You hear me? What kind of statement are you making today? What kind of statement did you make yesterday, Camilla? You know what I mean? What? You may not care about how you look, right? But I bet you your prospects do. You might be saying, don't judge me by, we always like, don't judge a book by the cover. I don't care nothing about what people think about me. And don't get me wrong. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Then getting rid of the need for validation is the beginning of all power. Getting rid of the need for validation is the beginning of all power. But we don't want to take it too far. Because you got to think about it. That's why you don't wear a bikini to a job interview, right? I mean, you have to dress a certain way that creates the kind of impression you want to make. In other words, you may not care about how you look, but your customers do. Your future customers do. Your prospects do. And a professional image is going to get you professional results, because clothing is image projection. Somebody write that in the comments and give me a share. Clothing is image projection. Somebody write that in the comments and give me a share. Let's go, Tina. Let's go. Yeah. Write that in the comments, Dennis. Clothing is image projection. If you're dressed to sell, it's going to affect a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to give you 3 of them real quick. Dressing to impress means that when you enter that room to make the presentation, your clothes subliminally set the tone for the words. You with me? Second thing that I want you to keep in mind is it creates a positive attitude. Baby, when you look good, you feel good. Is that a fact? Why not go up a notch? Because if you look great, you'll probably feel great. Does that make sense, everybody? Somebody say, clothing is image projection. Clothing is image projection. Here's the third one I got for you. It builds self-confidence. I was telling them last night here in Dallas, confidence is situational, right? Tell me I'm lying. When you get a compliment on your clothing, don't it make you stick your chest out a little bit more? Don't you feel a little bit better? Don't you start liking that article of clothing a lot more? You know, just because you got a couple compliments on it today, that just moved up your list of favorite pieces of clothing you have. Am I right? It's amazing. Check it out. Your success a lot of times is a reflection of the quality of the product or service you represent. Your look of success, your vibe starts to become the vibe they attribute to whatever it is you're offering, whatever solution you have. This is an investment in your future. Do you hear me? What I want to do is give you 10 of the most common mistakes that especially men make. Being on this tour, you know, it's been amazing because people have been coming out dressed to the nines. If you see any of the pictures from this tour that we've been on, if not, don't trip. It ain't mandatory you check it out or nothing. But people have been coming dressed to the nines. People have been sharp. And then every now and then you'll see, you know, brothers and sisters that might be missing the memo a little bit. It's not the judge. We all have areas that we're trying to work on. But I want to give you 10 of the most common dressing errors, at least according to men, according to GQ magazine, at least as it relates to men, according to GQ magazine. Here's the first one: when your belt is all messed up. You know, if your belt is frayed or your belt is worn, it makes everything you're wearing look frayed and worn, right? Second thing, pants not being the right length. Check it out. If your pants are too long, then you might be living in a bygone era. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you aren't being too trendy, because goodness knows the alterations place can take fabric away, but they can't add fabric. So you want to be careful, but make sure your pants are the right length. Just go out and observe what you see out there, you know, or go to the suit place, whatever place and then ask somebody, be like, hey, what's the proper length these days? You know, how do I make sure that this suit that I've had a while, I like the fit, but I want to make sure that I've got it modern looking. What do you suggest? And then ask them. Here's the third thing: out of fashion clothes. That leads us right to that. Fashion changes. You want to make sure you keep up with it, because it happens quicker than you notice. This is one of the main ways you can age yourself, right? Pleats, no pleats, wide leg, skinny leg. Just make sure you don't look like last decade. That's number 3. You don't want to be out of the decade. Number 4, wearing these old ties. Old ties get dirty around the knot. They start looking a little tacky. You want to make sure you get rid of that and that you're trading them in regularly. According to GQ, mistake number 5 is that shirt that shows your stomach, right? Make sure your tie comes down just below your belt. You don't want to have this big gap where you're showing your stomach. It looks silly, right? But that's a big mistake a lot of people make. Here's number 6. The shoes not shine, or maybe there's a hole in the sole. You know, we aren't poor anymore, right? We can afford to make sure that our shoes are shined. It doesn't take a lot of money to take a rag and a little polish to a shoe, you know, or just go get a new pair. You're living in a robust economy. You know, you can put aside a couple coins and get yourself some new shoes. Same thing with socks. Number 7 is socks with holes in it. You hear me? Don't wear them. I'm going to tell you something. You know, you think that hole is real small in the socks, but then you cross your legs. You're at the meeting, and then the leg of your pant goes up, and then now you look crazy. You know what I mean? So just don't do it. Number 8, your shirt isn't ironed. Your suit isn't ironed, right? You look like you slept in your clothes. The buttons are broken on your suit, or the buttons are broken on your shirt. Come on, man. Invest in an iron. Invest in an ironing board. Is that a fact? Number 9, nothing matches. No color coordination. Looks like you still need your mom to pick out your clothes. And maybe you do. Maybe you should call mom, put her on FaceTime and be like, how does this look? If you don't have a significant other who knows what they're doing, maybe you call your mom, right, fellas? All right. And then number 10 is when nothing fits. You want to be careful because wearing poor fitting clothing is going to make you look like you deserve to stay poor, right? That's not what you want to do. Be popping out of your clothes because they're too tight or they're too loose. So now it looks like you're wearing pajamas. Be careful. If your clothing attracts looks, make sure they're good looks. Does that make sense? Don't make sure you're an example, not a warning. Am I making sense? I'm going to tell you something. Clothing is an investment. It creates an attitude and an atmosphere that will bring you a return on that investment. So here are 7 steps that you can use, y'all, so that you can make a better impression, especially talking to the fellas. I think this will be helpful to you. Kind of like the opposite of everything we just covered. Here's the first one, y'all. Here's the first one. Start to dress from the suit pants and the shirt, right? You start from the pants and then you go to the shirt, then you go to the belt, the socks and the tie, put on the jacket, see how it looks with the tie before you make a final selection. You want to match your belt to your shoes. So if you're wearing black shoes and you go with a black belt, if you're wearing brown shoes and you wear a brown belt, blue shoe, you get what I mean? The second real easy way you can step your, and then Steve Harvey has this little thing that they got it going around on TikTok, where if you buy a blue suit, a gray suit, a tan suit, and it was blue, gray, tan, and one other one. Maybe it was black. I'm not sure. But then you can switch up all the pants. And then the same thing with the shirts. You switch up all the pants, switch up all the shirts, and all of a sudden you got hundreds of outfits, even though you have 4 suits. It's crazy. But at any rate, maybe I'll put that in my Instagram stories or post it on a page or something like that. But check it out. The second little clue I got for you is that ties and socks are an incredible opportunity for a man to make a fashion statement. So make one. Don't have your tie boring and don't have your socks boring. Make some kind of statement. Here's the third one. Millionaires, match ties to suits with some kind of contrast. Like, don't wear a dark blue suit and then wear a dark blue tie, unless that's what you're going for. Sometimes you can be going for monochrome, but if you're going with dark colors, then maybe you want to have a light tie. If you got a light tie, but a dark suit on, it starts to make the vibe have some depth. It starts to make it, there's some texture to it now. There's a little contrast. That's a cool thing you can do to give your vibe a little pop. The fourth thing that I suggest is keep the shoes and your belt looking polished and new. Those are little accessory pieces that add something to the whole outfit. Matter of fact, speaking of accessories, that's something to pay attention to. Your pocket square, the little lapel pin you wear, the bracelets, the accessories you wear. What's your accessory game like? What about number 5? Maintain a professional look that mirrors your customer. I never will forget. One time I was watching John Hope Bryant interview the CEO of UPS. John Hope Bryant had on a 3-piece suit the whole time. CEO of UPS comes out with just a shirt on and a jacket. And so what John Hope Bryant did before he came out that time was he took off his tie and just tucked it in his pocket because he wanted his dress to mirror the dress of the person he was interviewing. That may be a good tip for you as it relates to dealing with your customer. Maybe you dress the way you know your customer is going to dress, unless the customer is too casual. If they're too casual, then yeah, if you're going to make a mistake, make the mistake of being dressed better than your customer. If you're going to veer, then veer on the side of being overdressed. But I just wanted to throw that out. Similar dress is going to blend well. Similar dress is going to create harmony. It's going to create rapport. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like we're all on the same page. Number 6, quick little tip, y'all. Ask for feedback. Ask for feedback on your look. What is the look you're going for? How does it feel? That other color was black. Okay. So it was tan, blue, gray, and black. I wanted to say black, so I appreciate that. Whoever that is on YouTube, I appreciate that. Exactly. So ask for feedback more. I'm famous for going up in the store like, hey, bro, because I ain't got time to be in here all day. What goes with this? What goes with this? What can I wear with this, et cetera, and so forth, right? And then number 7, speaking of that, is when you go shopping, get other people to go with you and help you decide, right? Often they'll see things a little bit different from you, and they'll see you better than you can see yourself. Now you can make it fun, maybe even pay for lunch because they're rocking with you. So, that's it for today. I would ask you to think about it. What comes first, the clothing or the success? What comes first, the first impression or the good result? Ask any entrepreneur who ever invested in good clothes before he or she became successful, and they will let you know, that you want to look good if you want to do good. Y'all hear me? I hope this was helpful. Now we're going to do our affirmations, because what we're trying to do is craft a new self-image, right? Strongest need in human nature is the need to act in accordance with your self-image. So I hope that feels good to you. Let's get it. Call in right now. It's affirmation time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Call in right now. Let's go. Let's go. Call in right now. If your phone line tries to charge you, text call me to the same number, 667-776-9461. Just text message call me to the same number. It'll plug you in. All right, let's get it. And repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful that I keep accomplishing